Hello and welcome everyone. I am Deepali Khetrapal. I am a teacher, mentor and an NLP practitioner. I am here to discuss with you certain core values which may seem small but play an important role in achieving success in life. Do hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss upcoming episodes. We will be discussing the meaning of these values through various examples and stories and how we can imbibe these values and make them a part of our life. Do you want to meet the best version of yourself? Start by learning how to be brave. Taking steps to live courageously and get out of your comfort zone is the quickest path to reaching your full potential. The problem is, many of us let our fears get in the way. We don't go for a job because we're afraid we're not qualified enough, or we don't make a positive change in our life because we're afraid of the unknown. Sound familiar? That's because we all experience fear. It's a natural human emotion, but always living in fear of the what if can hold us back in our professional and personal lives. The fear of what might happen or making the wrong decision can cause nothing to happen in our life. Instead of moving forward, you retreat to a safe and warm comfort zone and avoid making any major life decisions. However, getting too attached to your comfort zone can be dangerous. It can hold you back from any kind of personal, professional, and emotional growth. Each of us is on their own unique journey. It's a continuous process that spans our entire life. It can be setting and achieving goals, building your self-esteem, finding your purpose, reaching your full potential. Our biggest growth comes from overcoming problems and situations that challenge us. Can you be brave when you're afraid? The words brave and courage are often used interchangeably, but by definition, they're not the same. Bravery comes with a lack of fear. In contrast, being courageous doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means doing something even though it scares you. In Nelson Mandela's own words, courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. You need courage to begin something. When you begin something, there is a lot of uncertainty. Uncertainty about the outcome or consequences, uncertainty about the environment, uncertainty about whether you will be able to garner the support you need, uncertainty about the response of others. The uncertainty is always there. It's a given. However, our mind usually responds with fear. These uncertainties give rise to fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of looking foolish, fear of being alone. Stephen King, best-selling author, says, "The scariest moment is always just before you start. After that, things can only get better." Learning how to be courageous in the face of fear takes practice and persistence. Think of it as learning a new skill. Once you've mastered it, it can be extremely liberating. Similarly, being brave when the situation calls for it can also be cultivated. Now, how to be courageous? It's never too late to become fearless and step out of your comfort zone. Here are a few ways to become a more courageous version of yourself. Acknowledge your fear. Never try to sweep your fear under the rug. It will give it more power. Instead, you need to acknowledge and accept your fears. We all have them, and there's no shame in that. Like mentioned above, bravery is not about eliminating fear, but moving forward despite being afraid. Confront it. Confronting your fear is about understanding the underlying reasons why you are afraid in the first place. For example, if you're afraid to ask for a promotion or apply for a new role, ask yourself why. Is it because you may not get it? Are you afraid of rejection, failure, or ridicule? You'll soon realize that your fear is often your ego trying to protect itself from feeling diminished. In reality, these experiences can only make you a stronger person, not weaker. Use positive self-talk. Self-talk is that inner voice inside your head that reveals your beliefs and thoughts. When you're afraid, it means that for a long time you've created a negative stream of self-talk that may look like this. I would like to speak up more during meetings, but I'll probably just say the wrong thing. I'm not going to that networking event. What if I don't know anyone there? When you start believing these negative thoughts, you sabotage your growth. You must catch these thoughts when they arise and replace them with positive self-talk. Like, I am capable of speaking in front of my peers, even if it's not perfect. It's okay if I don't know anyone there. It's a chance to meet new people and learn. Consistent positive self-talk will build your confidence and your ability to overcome your fears. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. American writer and self-improvement pioneer Dale Carnegie once said, "Do the thing you fear to do and keep on doing it. That is the quickest and surest way ever yet discovered to conquer fear." So if you're afraid of being alone, for example, go see a movie by yourself. If you want to be even braver, take a solo trip. The best way to become fearless is to put yourself in situations that intimidate you. Once you do them, despite being afraid, fear will lose power over you. Make being brave a habit. Once you conquer your fear for the first time, don't stop there. Strengthen your fearlessness like a muscle by overcoming your fears on a regular basis. In her book, Fear is Not an Option, author Monica Berg advises making a list of things that you would do if you weren't afraid. Make your own list and start doing those things. Begin with the easiest ones and gradually move on. When you learn how to live courageously, you will realize how much you were missing out on because fear was getting in the way. Practice mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness in all areas of your life means always staying grounded in the present moment. Mindfulness practices like breath work and meditation can help you relieve worries and anxiety. You're always afraid of what might happen, not what is actually happening in the present moment. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to observe these thoughts. You also learn not to let them take over you and turn your fear into a worst-case scenario. Find a mentor. Do you know anyone in your personal or professional life whose fearlessness and confidence you admire? Build a mentorship relationship with them. They can offer valuable advice and teach you how to be fearless and brave. Embrace failure. We're often afraid to do something because we're afraid of failure. We try to do it once, and as soon as we fail, we give up. Instead of fearing failure, we need to make the most of it and turn it into a learning opportunity. So how do we do that? Start by building resilience. Resilient people try not to be hard on themselves when they don't succeed and have a growth mindset. When you have a growth mindset, you believe you can learn through your failures and try again. Don't aim for perfection. To overcome fear, try to approach anything you do with a beginner's mind. Next time you want to try something you fear, don't have any expectations of how it's going to be. Approach it with a sense of curiosity and don't worry about the outcome. Learning not to judge an outcome as good or bad will take the fear of failure out of the equation. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim to learn and grow. Learn how to be brave and inspire others. Learning how to be brave doesn't mean not being afraid. It means taking action despite feeling afraid. It's seeing fear as an opportunity instead of a roadblock. An opportunity for personal, professional, and emotional growth. Fear can guide you towards the areas of your life that need the most work. Practicing positive self-talk or putting yourself in challenging situations are small but powerful steps to build self-confidence and become a brave person. What steps will you take today to challenge yourself and others? Let me tell you a story. Once there was a man in a village. He was called by villagers as a coward because of his lack of courage. The man then decided to change himself. So he visited a spiritual master in his village to teach him courage and bravery. The master said, "I am ready to teach you, but on one condition. You need to go and live in a big city for 1 month. And during your stay, tell every person you meet there that you are a coward. And when you tell this, you have to say it loudly, openly, and look straight into the eyes of the person. After that, come back here." The man returned home and was thinking about the task. He was scared. He kept on thinking about it for some days. Then he decided to travel to the city instead of living his entire life as a coward, which was unbearable. In the initial days in the city, he could not talk to anyone. Whenever he tried, he could not see the face and talk, or sometimes no words came out of his mouth. He felt like he was going to die out of fear. As the days passed, he pushed himself to finish the task. He started talking to people. As every passing day, his voice sounded louder, his eye contact with the person improved, his body was responding without any shivering. One day he felt that he was not scared anymore to talk to people. Then he continued doing the task till the end of the month. Then he returned to his village and met his master. He said, "Master, I finished the task. Now I do not have fear. I feel I can do anything with courage. But I have one question. What made you think this task will help me overcome cowardice?" The master replied, "Being a coward is a habit. If you want to come out of this habit, you have to do things that scare you. That is what you did. As a result, you have replaced your cowardice with the habit of courage. Courage is the secret sauce that allows you to act despite your fears. Courage gives you the ability to put aside your fear of failure and take the first steps. Courage helps you overcome the fear of rejection and engage your stakeholders. Courage allows you to attempt things that you have not tried before, despite your fear of looking foolish. This is your friend Deepali Khetrapal signing off. Stay tuned, keep smiling. God bless.